Okay, so the concept, as I was telling, Hoponopono, it's a Hawaiian practice which they have done for a long time. And the interesting part which I learned from that is Hopo. Like, I don't want to break that word, but I just want to let you know about um, the words which they use in Hawaii a lot: aloha, kahunas. All these words are nothing but very divine, a very spiritual meaning in there. Ahona, which is basically what we are trying to say is the divine which is there in me, the divine which is there in you. I'm bowing to that. Like in Hindu culture, we always say namaste. Similarly, in their language, they have that. So every being has that divine qualities. So make sure you are respecting each other. We all are connected with each other, and let's respect each other with the word aloha. So that is one thing which I learned. It's one of the book which I read, and in there they have given the each and every meaning of those words. Kahuna, kahunas are the ones who are like people who like sages, all these people, they will be saying try to do this practice in this way. In those days they were the one who used to tell them that this is how you need to do. But everybody can't, like here, as we are here, we can't wait for them to come here and teach us. So it was very difficult for everybody to learn that technique and practice it. So they came up with a simple thing that anybody can use it and anywhere. So that was very simple. It's 4 words, but it's very powerful thing which everybody can practice in any situation. All they need to know is take the responsibility. As an example, I'll give an example. Like if you are taking care of the kids, take the responsibility that I have to take care of them as much I can. If you have done something wrong, as an example, you have, as you know, like when they do something which we don't like it, and we try to express our emotion towards them, saying, why did you do this? You should not be doing that. Either we are slapping them or telling them you should not be doing this way, or something. This kind of reactions we'll be showing towards them. In that moment, we have done that. But at a point where you figure out that that was not the correct behavior which I have to tell to them. So you don't need to go and tell them that I'm sorry, I have done that. You don't need to do that. But feel that emotion and bring that situation into your mind and use these 4 words, which is like, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you. By putting those emotions, feelings into that situation, you are clearing that. You are not putting any guilt or anger or any kind of emotion towards that, because that is how the law of cause and effect comes into the picture. As you're putting these things without knowing, you have another karma. So try to avoid these kind of small things only, but they come into a baggage. So try to avoid that. That's the main key concept which they are trying to tell us in this, where for any situation, whether it is for relationship or colleagues or friends, families or parents, kids, anything, even for yourself also. Like you had a feeling that I didn't do good, I don't have this ability to do this. That itself is something which we are blocking us. Like Louise Hay always tells, you need to love yourself. I have read, that is my first book, Mirror Work 21 Days, Love Yourself. She always says that make sure whatever the case is, it's okay. Forgive yourself. Tell to yourself, I'm sorry. Forgive. Please forgive me. I love you. And thank you for teaching me this lesson. So these are simple things, but they make a lot of difference. Once I read the book Mirror Work, 21 Day Mirror Work, wherever I see the mirror, I always used to tell myself, I love you. But when I connect that I love you with this um, concept of Hooponopono, where it's not about you, it's any situation. So the author says there was a doctor, Lean. He he has he's a therapist again, and there were so many criminals who are like very crazy. They were nobody can treat them. They have to give uh, sedations for them to come out of those wrong things what they were doing. So none of the doctors were ready to take care of those patients. They were like, no, we can't take care of them, and everybody comes for 1-2 days and they'll leave. So he was the one, Lee, he is the only one, he said, I'm a therapist, but I follow this concept called Ho'oponopono. And I won't be talking with them, I won't be treating any physical activity, I won't be doing with them. All I need is what are the things what they have done and how they are now. That's all I need. So they always, those criminals used to be very tightly closed in a room, and they have their coughs and all these things, and they were not allowed to go anywhere else. They usually, the criminals, I mean, like the prisoners used to do some kind of work, but they never used to go anywhere. They just locked up in a room, and that's all. So this doctor who came into there, and all he did was he was going through each and every person's information about what they have done. So whenever he was reading that, he used to put the emotion and he used to connect to the divine, telling them, I'm sorry. Again, he repeatedly, almost for 4 years. 4 years, all he did was, I'm sorry, please forgive me, because he is remembering what was the emotion that person was feeling at that time when he was doing that. So by remembering that, he's not connecting to that person. He's just remembering how that situation happened towards him and why he was involved in. So he took the responsibility to heal them by saying, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you for this, I love you. Because he is connecting to divine, he went into that zero state saying, I am with them, I am connected with the divine. Every day he used to read each and every person record, and he used to tell this, only this one. Within 1 year, they stopped putting them the cuffs, and they were freely going around and doing the work. They didn't know what was happening, but they saw the difference, and they were coming out of the rooms and talking with each other. So that was a big change. After every few, now and then, they are seeing the difference how they are behaving. Finally, on the 4 years, everything got cleared and they will come out of the prison. So that was a big adventure, that the person didn't do anything to them, but they healed everybody. So that is the miracle about this concept. And they say that it is not about only for few people. Whoever wants it, whatever they want it, whether you want a desire to be fulfilled or anything, if you want a job, if you want this, if you want your relation to be stronger, for any kind of thing, use the same concept, follow it, and you will receive the result. So with this, we'll do a practice, and then we'll go for any Q&A. So the practice is, think of a situation or a person or whatever that is bothering you in your mind, which is like this should not be done in that way. Just close your eyes, think about that situation or person, whichever you want. And now, with that situation or person, just feel the emotion what you were having at that moment. Now take your self-responsibility to heal yourself by telling, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. That's it. In that way, you can practice this as much as you want, whenever you want, and you can see the difference. Do you see? Exactly. That is the simple thing. Whenever, even if we feel little bit down, like sometimes you feel like I'm not that active or feeling some low, just whatever the situation, whatever it might be, nobody has bothered you, but still you feel low in yourself. Just do the same practice. Then you become lighter, and without knowing, you feel like, okay, I'm good now. I can do my task. So yesterday itself, I had some situations where I was little down, and I was like, why am I? And all of a sudden, I remember this concept which I need to do tomorrow. And I'm like, okay, why don't I practice the same concept now? And I did that. I felt happy, and I was like, it's not something which will happen right away, but at least I changed my perception of thinking how it is. So everybody has their own perceptions. So we have to come out of our own assumptions and all these things and be lighter. That's all about it. Yeah, that's the concept.
So this doctor's name was, what was the therapist's name?
Yeah.
Somebody's asking who gave you this.
Yes.
So we need that.
Yeah, I have the people who used to give us the information, right? Teach us how to do this concept. So they are the people who come towards the people who has any kind of sorrows. They used to come towards them, and they used to teach them, and then only they can practice that. No, but it's like a guru shishya kind of thing. The guru has to be there to teach this wisdom, whereas the kahuna, from kahuna they use the separated huna. Hu na. Hu means knowledge, na means wisdom. Using this knowledge, when you practice, then only it becomes wisdom. So that is the meaning what they were giving us in that word. I was like, wow. I always, Patri sir always says this, you have the knowledge now you need to practice it, then only you will get the wisdom. Unless you won't practice, you won't gain the wisdom. So that's the one which they were also telling in this. So I was like so surprised to hear. I'm looking for that doctor name. Ewlen. En. Like I was so surprised to another doctor, Zero Limit. He is the one who talked about him in that. So it's very interesting that the way simple things, but it's very easy to practice. It's like a mantra. They say that it is a mantra which you just get up and just tell to yourself, so that you are clearing all the things. he talks about law of cause and effect. These are all linked together. We all are connected. We have to take care of ourselves because the self-love is the most everywhere. He connects in the book which I read. He was like Hawaiian healing and forgiveness, but the way how he is telling is we all need to love ourselves. Self-love is the most important thing. Forgiveness is the like Gandhi says, you need to have the courage to forgive others. Anybody, nobody has that ability to forgive others. You need to have that. Then only you can learn the things from others or share with others. So there are a lot of things he was in giving us in that book, but the main concept is the simple thing. That's the main thing which I thought to share.
Yeah, that's very nice. Yeah, this is what I was looking for. I got the message now. You know what I mean? Yeah,
That's good.